Hi, welcome back to Reading with Leon. This is a book that I was super excited about getting from the library. It's called A Story of Friendship in the Filipino Sign Language, Dancing Hands. It's by Joanna Q and Charina Marquez, illustrated by Fran Alvarez, and translated by Karen Llagos. It says, read the world, change the world. A portion of the proceeds benefits Room to Read's global literacy program. I love that. So there's the book. Here on the inside, it shows different sign language. Right now, I'm trying to teach Leon, please, and potty. He does do please kind of already, and he does all done. Sometimes he'll do drinks, sometimes he'll do food. He does know mom, and I think this is dad, if I remember. So we're working on that. So I thought this was a really great book. And so if you guys get the book, you can see all the sign language on the book. And I think it's in the back too. Yeah, in the back too. Here's beautiful pictures. Our new neighbor's hands were dancing. Their hands move as if to music. What are they saying to each other? Do you guys know anyone that's deaf or that uses sign language? They don't need their voices to speak. They speak with their hands, with the expression of their faces. Once I fell into step beside May. Then we met again. The third time was planned. Look at that, looks like they're having lots of fun together. There were times we didn't understand each other. I thought we were running up the hill, and May thought that we were hiding behind a tree. It's hard if they're deaf or using sign language if you don't know the sign language. One day, so we could communicate, May taught my hands to dance. That's really good. I used to know a whole bunch because I used to have a deaf friend when I was little. I think in 4th grade, I think they moved away. Oh, look at that. And that. My hands dance to describe the sounds around us, like the songs of birds. It's really nice to describe if they can't hear them. With her hands, Mai told me about her love of butterflies. I like butterflies too. One evening under a blanket of stars, May told me her dreams, and I told her mine. May wants to be a teacher, and I want to protect our earth. Those are some really good dreams. I wonder what those ones mean. Let me see. I think it means friend. We are Sam and May. We are best friends. Then it talks about the Filipino sign language. Let me see. I might read that real quick to you guys. So it says, Filipino Sign Language. What is Filipino Sign Language? Filipino Sign Language, or FSL, is the natural sign language of the Filipino deaf community, meaning that it is a unique visual language rooted in Filipino culture and not based on any spoken language. Like other languages, it has its own grammar, sentence structure, and word forms. Many variations or dialects are used in different parts of the Philippines. Though the earliest record of signing in the Philippines dates back to Spanish archival documents in 1604, it wasn't until 2018 that Filipino Sign Language was recognized as an official language. Well, I'm glad it's recognized for people that use it. Deafness is a culture, and language is an important part of culture. In the past, deafness may have been seen as simply as a disability. That perception has changed. Today, deaf Filipinos take pride in their whole selves, their unique community, and their sign language. FSL is an embodiment of their identity. That is important. What do you consider part of your identity? What is the difference between FSL and the American Sign Language, ASL? FSL and ASL both have their own grammatical rules and sentence structures, and therefore are different from each other. FSL is rooted in Filipino culture, just as ASL is rooted in American culture. Though ASL has influenced FSL, FSL stands alone as its own language and as a natural heritage of the Filipino deaf community. Sign languages around the world. So, if you guys didn't know, there's all sorts of different sign languages. A lot of people learn just the ASL, but there is a universal one as well. The international is what they call it. So that's different. And so I think that's what we're going to talk about here. So how many sign languages and dialects are there? That's interesting. I don't know how many there are, so this would be interesting to know. Sign languages are full-fledged languages in their own right. Just as there are multiple spoken languages around the world, there are multiple sign languages based on different cultures and backgrounds. They are quite different from spoken languages and are often from one another. Each sign language is unique. There are thought to be more than 300 sign languages and dialects. That's a lot. Wow. What if two people don't speak the same sign language? They might use International Sign Language, or IS, which is what I talked about. IS is what is known as International Auxiliary Language, which is a simpler kind of language invented to help people from different countries communicate. It is often used by deaf people in international meetings or when traveling. IS has a limited vocabulary compared to natural sign languages and has been influenced by ASL. Why is the number of sign languages declining? As people have become more connected around the world, some spoken languages have become more commonly used, and the same is true for sign languages. Speakers shift to better known sign languages, and smaller local languages fall out of use, which is sad. It's like no one speaks Sanskrit or Aramaic anymore unless they happen to learn it. And so I guess it's the same for sign language. These languages are not passed on and can be lost when their last speakers pass away, just like other languages. In addition, the growth or decline of a language can be impacted by a culture's attitude. Some places support their deaf communities with good public health and education systems, but others hold on to the outdated beliefs that spoken languages are superior and discourage learning sign, which that's not a good thing. You can't always read lips, and some people pronunciate differently because of things that may be wrong. Like, if I'm missing these teeth, I have to enunciate a little differently than I used to, so that way I don't have much of a lisp. The difficulty of forming strong, long-term deaf communities in some cities and the invention of new technologies and hearing aids and communication devices are also factors. As their numbers decline, the teaching, learning, and documenting of sign language is more important than ever. It is very important to hold on to this. What does the United Nations say about global sign languages? The United Nations, or the UN, promotes the use of sign languages. The UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability states that sign languages are equal to spoken languages and that leaders should encourage the learning of sign and support the unique languages and identities of the deaf community. To spread awareness of the importance of sign language, the UN General Assembly proclaimed September 23rd as International Day of Sign. That's for my dad's birthday. I'll have to try to remember that. Sign language is an intrinsic human right of deaf people. It is vital to provide deaf children with early access to sign language education and to preserve the different sign languages we have around the world. It is also important to involve the deaf community in this education and preservation work and not make decisions about them without them. That's very important. Sometimes people make decisions about other people's disabilities and stuff without actually hearing about what goes on. And so that's very important. Also, thing that they didn't mention is sometimes people can hear, but they can't talk. So they use sign language, and that's very important for them too, people that are mute. I know they can do things nowadays to fix that, but sometimes it's not fixable and people can't talk, like autistic children. And a lot of times they'll have them use devices to talk instead of teaching them sign language, just because it's easier. I think if they can do it, they need to involve them and teach that. I've been trying to work with Leon, but he hasn't seemed to pick it up, but I still try when I can and remember he also can do more. So that's it for this video, and in the comments tell me if you guys know anyone that's deaf or if you're deaf or mute, and let me know so I can say hi. Have a great day. Bye.